when we were done with everything, we started going home because it takes you about an hour and a half to get to home with public transportation, because you gotta use tram or subway or train or bus. Uber service absolutely sucks in Rome. It almost doesn't exist. I downloaded their own app that they use in Rome, which sucked because, again, you couldn't get a ride. Every time we tried, it was cars unavailable. In like 3 or 4 days that we were in Rome, we only grabbed a taxi once. So we gave up. We just went with public transportation, but that takes significantly more time. But on our way back, we were thinking, all right, it's kind of late. We wanna grab something to eat before we get to our residence. And then we were like, let's check where's this place that's one of you guys in chat actually recommended that it's supposed to have the best pizza. In fact, it has such a good pizza, apparently, that there are people waiting in lines around the block. Which sounded a little bit like sci-fi to me. I mean, not really sci-fi, but I was like, no way. I can understand people waiting in lines for a concert, for some stuff, but for a fucking pizza in Rome, you could literally get pizza anywhere. Why would people be standing in freaking lines for that? It just doesn't make any sense. So we take a look at the phone, and it's 7 minutes walking from where we are, and it's kind of in the direction of which we were going. So like, yeah, let's just take a look. So we get there. Lo and behold, there's a fucking line. And I'm thinking to myself, no way, dude. Now I'm curious. Now I'm really curious. We're in Italy. You could be anywhere in Europe and you could probably get a pizza, but we're in Italy where you could break into someone's house and he will probably make you a pizza. Every restaurant is serving pizza. Why is there such a huge fucking line for a pizza here? All right, fuck it. Let's stand in line. There were about 20 people in front of us. So we're looking at the place, and there's about I don't know, like between 10 and 15 two-seater tables, and then the same amount of four-seater tables. And one or two were six-seater tables. That's on the outside. Now we can see that there's tables inside as well. There were like 4 or 5 tables on the left and right. Decent sized tables. And apparently they have a first floor, which is also I don't know how many tables. Everything fucking full. 20 people in front of us. And by the time we made a decision, are we going to stand in line and actually wait? That was like 20 people behind us. These people are not joking. This is serious. Okay, let's wait a little bit more. Let's see how fast this is actually going to go. Because, you never know. Maybe it's going really fast. But then I'm thinking to myself, it can't go really fast. I don't care how many people are working, and they're working nonstop and making these pizzas. Bro, you need some time to make and bake a pizza. And people need time to eat it. It's not an ice cream or a cookie. You need some time to eat a bloody pizza. So we're standing there and we're thinking, oh, and it's moving pretty slow. Then we experienced another thing that you could probably only experience in bloody Italy and nowhere else in the world. You're standing in line for a pizza to enter the restaurant so you can eat pizza, while people who are eating pizza are looking at you, and you're looking at them back and thinking, eat faster, mother trucker. That guy finished his pizza and he's not getting up. He's not getting up. Are you seeing that? Fucker is still sitting there. It's such a bizarre experience, I swear to God. And so So we're thinking to ourselves, okay, this is all a bit weird, but you know what? Let's stay for as long as we can. The problem is both our feet and knees and legs are just dying. But we're really curious. We really want to see how this plays out. And then a waiter arrives and he's like, due, tre. Motherfuckers that were behind us go in front of us because there were a group of 3. Because they can't sit a group of 3 at a table of 2. They can only sit them at a table of 4. So if there's a 4, they will pick, if somebody gets up from a table of 4, they will take that group or a group of 3. Doesn't even matter if you're up front. You will have to wait. So we're thinking to ourselves, well, there's a way to cheat this, This is the first time I've ever seen more people getting advantage over less people. Like if you're somewhere solo or a double, you'll probably get done with faster than if you're a bigger group, right? It makes sense. Well, not in Rome. So we're thinking to ourselves, are we going to ask the guys in front of us? Well, there's a couple in front of us because apparently there was, I think, one group of 3 in front of us that got chosen and a group of 3 behind us or 4. Everybody else was couples. There was 14 or 16 people in front of us, all couples. Whether it's 2 girls or 2 guys or mixed, it doesn't matter. But they were like groups of 2. I'm like, fuck. Dude, if the whole fucking restaurant gets up right now, then we're going to get to sit. This is going to last forever. When there was 12 people in front of us, and that's when already a shitload of people were chosen and left, a couple that was right in front of us decided to leave. I was like, now you leave? There's only 8 people in front of them. And now they decide to leave? I'm like, okay, fine. There's 10 people in front of us now. And now we got to stand next to the couple that was in front of the couple that just left. And this particular couple had a guy that was super tall. Super tall. He was 2 meters and 9 centimeters tall. I'll explain how I know that. And I'm 192, 193, and people tell me that I'm like fucking tall. When you feel like a midget next to this guy, you know he's super tall. So we're standing there and we're talking in Croatian. It's whatever. And after another 10, 15 minutes of waiting, the guy turns around and he's like, do you speak English? And we're like, yeah. Are you from here? Or we're like, no. Are you like a pair of 2? We're like, yeah. And I knew immediately where he was going. He's like, is it okay? Like, would you mind? Because they're choosing bigger groups. If they come again and ask us, can we say that we're a group of 4? We're like, yes, absolutely, because we were thinking about the same thing. We are definitely a group of 4. So we started talking. Now we're acting as a group of 4 as well. And then the guy says, we thought, okay, I'm skipping ahead. Not even 5 minutes later, a waiter is coming. Due, quattro. He's like, so we get chosen in front of like 10 other people because we're a group of 4. Only in Italy. All right, fuck yes. And we get a table that's on the far corner, so we don't have people everywhere around us. We have a bit of an isolated place. Squeak, thank you so much for 30 months. So we just felt like we won the lottery. We were like, we beat the system. We hacked this. I remember discovering a way to legally cheat. It's not a cheat, but let's call it hacks, cheats. In Disney World with the single rider lines. Now we discovered this. We felt like absolute winners. And the group that was in front of us, a couple of groups of girls were listening to us. And now they were interested. But they were like, there was only 4 people or 6 people in front of them. And when they chose us, they were like, ah, everybody was laughing. And we're like, yes. So I'm pretty sure that the next time they grouped up. But then we took a seat, and the guy says, we wanted to ask 2 girls in front of us, but the entire time they were just fucking cell phone and TikTok. And so I thought to myself, that is gonna suck sitting with them at the table. So we're like, fuck it, we'll rather wait. Turns out those 2 were Americans. They're here on a kind of a business trip. Well, originally he's from South Africa, but they live in America. And really cool couple. I couldn't tell you their age. I would say, I don't know, give or take a couple of years, around 40. And we had a really, really cool evening. What's funny is that it took, I think, like half an hour to even get the pizza. I expected the pizza to arrive a lot sooner. But it took actually considerable amount of time to arrive. And then we didn't want to stick for too much after that. We ate the pizza. We finished our chit chat. Actually, the dude asked me for a number because we were talking about America. We were talking about Croatia and stuff like that. And they were like, we absolutely have to come to Croatia. So if they ever arrive here, I'm expecting a phone call. So yeah, really cool couple, had a really cool evening. And now what everybody is probably wondering, which is the same thing that we were wondering at the time, was it worth the wait? Exactly. We were 100% sure that it was not going to be worth the wait. I don't care how good a pizza is. There's only so good it can be. It's not going to be worth standing in line for an hour or 2. That's just ridiculous. It was a really good pizza, okay? It was a really good pizza. But I don't think we'll ever be standing in another fucking line for a pizza, okay? Is it worth it? It's hard to answer when the pizzeria really delivers. Like, it really is a good pizza. And trust me, I've tried pizzas from a gazillion amount of different places.
Yo, closing in on 50. Great to hear you had nice holidays. I hope you also had some pipey.
Absolutely. Thank you for 46 months, Romel. Appreciate it. I'm just wondering why we're not seeing your sub. Oh, there it is. In the chat. So it's kind of hard to answer. Is it worth it when it is good, but it's too long? Like, I would definitely go there again if we could arrive and wait for 15, 20 minutes. Half an hour max. Absolute max. But there were so many people in front of us and behind us that I realized how fucking lucky we were. When we arrived, there was only like 20 people in front of us. By the time we were 14th, there was like 30, 40 people behind us. And these are small streets, dude. It's completely clustered. It's so clustered that people don't even realize that there's a line to enter the restaurant. So they're trying to get in, and then the waiters are like, prego. There is a line. Wait in line. It's like you're supposed to know that. You're supposed to understand there's a fucking line to get into a pizzeria in the middle of Italy. I mean, what? Yeah, it was a bit of a surreal experience, but like I said, the pizza was really good. We had with, what was it? Pizza, some sort of prosciutto, tomatoes, I don't know, was there some sort of cheese? Very, very, very thin, but crusty pizza. Pretty good. It was pretty good. What followed after we were done was also funny. The waiter arrived, and there were no plates. There was no bill, no check, nothing. It was just our glasses, and we were drinking some water, cola, Sprite.
Closing in on 2 years and still liking your streams as much as day one.
Oh, I'm really glad to hear that, Inferno Ken. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And long may that continue. Thank you for 21 months. Because another waiter arrived and took all the plates away and everything. So this dude arrives. He has a block. He has a pen. He looks at the table. $65. Dude was literally doing this. There was nothing on the fucking table. What was he looking at? What is he seeing? Are there ghosts of the pizzas that we ate? How the hell did he even know what we ordered at that point? I was like, what the fuck? It was such a funny experience. That whole place is something different. So we're like, okay, sure, whatever. 65 for 4 pizzas and bottle of water and what was it, like two colas and a Sprite and 2 beers. It really wasn't that much. But trust me, they don't need to put the prices up at that place. They are making some serious buckeronis there, bro. That woman that we were with, she was there 15 years ago, and she said there were still lines. It was smaller place and smaller lines, and it was still the best pizza ever. Or at least in Italy. 15 fucking years later, they still have that reputation of still making incredibly good pizzas, and they're bigger. They don't need to up the prices. They are making a very high quality product, and they are completely full from start to finish. So, yeah. And then we were on our way and starting to make our way back. We had a couple of drinks at some places, blah, 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 and then we finally made it home. What's also really incredible is the place that we were staying at, our residence, in the ground floor, there was a bakery. I've never seen a bakery like that before, and there's plenty of bakeries here. This bakery wasn't just a bakery. It was a bakery, butcher's shop. You could buy sweet and salty products. Like you could buy bread, you could buy sandwiches, you could buy pizzas, you could buy cookies, you could buy cakes, you could buy drinks. You could order coffee. They had like a coffee place. It's like a bar, a cafe, a bakery, a butcher's shop. I was like, what the fuck is this? Hello? I've never seen so many things in one. And they make really good stuff. Like sandwiches were really good. Mrs. said that coffee was really good. Fanta in Spain is much better than in Croatia. But if you buy it from a can, we bought a couple of times from a can, amazing Fanta. If you buy it from a bottle, it has some taste in it that, unless you're super thirsty, you're gonna hate it. I mean, you might not, but for us, we were like, mm-mm. But then we went back to the can, and the Fanta in a can in Italy is just so good. Time Tavern Man, thank you so much for 49 months, by the way. Much appreciated. You could also drink tap water in Italy, just like you can in Croatia. Their water is fine. The place where we were staying at was also funny because, and this was not only our experience, this was also experience from other people as well. You do not get to interact with the owner. You have to go into that bakery and then they toss the keys at you. That's what the reviews say. We were a little bit more lucky. There was a dude that actually had to bring us the keys because we were arriving at like midnight. But we had to pay 40 euros because we were arriving past 8 p.m. Turns out we gave him 50 euros because he couldn't give us 10 back. He didn't have it. And we never got in contact with him again, so he got to keep that 10 as well. Fuck it. Sure. When that dude arrived, he didn't say buonasera, or good night or good evening, whatever. He arrived and was like, ID yours, ID yours. Give me your IDs. We're just holding luggage and bags and everything. It's like fucking midnight. We want to go to sleep. We're like, oh my God, okay. And he went away with our IDs, and we're like, where is this guy going? And then he put him on a big fucking barrel, turned on the light. I don't know where he got the light. And he took some pictures of the IDs, and then he showed us our way in, and good evening, good night, whatever. And I was like, Rome is an experience, for sure.